Today we're in Cumbria, northern England, where Sean Robertson lives with his wife and son. Sometime in the early 2000s, Sean would inherit a painting from his grandmother, which she believed to be haunted. It had been in her attic for at least 25 years previously to being passed on to Sean. Not much is known about the artist, but what she did believe was that he used his own blood for paint, and shortly after completing the work, commit suicide. Sean's grandmother would claim to see dark figures and hear crying throughout the night, as well as other noises and unexplained activity. When Sean moved for painting into his own house, similar activity pursued. His wife even at one point refused to be in the same house as the painting, and his son was pushed down the stairs by some unseen entity. Like all good ghost stories, the film rights were bought, however it is yet to be turned into a film. The first activity did not begin until the painting arrived in Sean's home. It would only be a matter of time before they were seeing dark figures and hearing strange noises, just as Sean's grandmother had described. Sean decides he's going to collect some evidence of a paranormal activity connected to this painting. He does this by setting the painting up in a spare room and recording it for several hours over consecutive nights. Just a quick disclaimer, I have not put any sound effects or background music over Sean's evidence. This is how they were uploaded to his channel. It sounds as if something was being dragged. The very next night, Sean catches some more activity. And again, the evening after this, he catches some more strange noises. Now, Sean claims that after having a look around the room after hearing it, he could not find anything that might have fallen and made some sound. After making these videos, Sean moved the painting back up into the attic out of the way. Although his wife swears that her hair was stroked by some invisible force, and Sean claims to have seen some white mist that disappeared just as quickly as it appeared. Almost a month later, Sean pulled the painting back down again to begin some more experiments. There is definitely some interesting light activity there, but the one that interests me the most is the one that looks like a little man standing on top of a canvas. Sean mentions at the end of this video that he is going to put the picture back up in the attic, and although that he hasn't uploaded in a while, there is still a strange feeling and presence in the house. And just after recording these videos, that his son fell down the stairs. He was alright and unhurt, but he feels he was pushed by some invisible force. It would be almost 2 months this time until Sean would bring the painting back down to collect some more evidence, and this time he caught some really interesting EVPs. And then on the last day of this block of recording experiments, he captures something different altogether. I guess we now know what that mist-like entity that Sean was describing looks like. It would again be a month or so before Sean's next upload, but when he did, he captures this. After this, Sean's channel would go dark for a few months. Well, 6 to be precise. All the while, the picture was in the attic, and he said he was living in pretty much peace with no paranormal activity to report. But he brought it down for a documentary someone was making on the painting, and decided to record it overnight. At the end of this video, Sean claims that there is no way the smoke is coming from inside the room. Again, Sean's channel would go dark after this time for years. He would upload in February 2016 after the painting was returned to him after doing a spell with a paranormal events group. Whilst out on loan to this paranormal events group, there's some interesting activity was caught on camera.
Move the legs of the easel, not the paint. Move the legs of the easel for me, come on. Move the legs of the easel for me, David. Move the legs of the easel, come on, David. Slide it round for me. Thank you. Don't let it go, guys. Thank you, David.
And that is pretty much it, to be honest. Sean would upload one more video to his channel in which he explained some activity he had experienced. And to this date, there are no more videos on Sean's channel, bar a few re-uploads. I've linked Sean's channel and the paranormal group that the painting was lent out to's channel down in the description if you want to watch the full videos. So first of all, I would like to talk about the audio. I did mention at the beginning of the evidence section that Sean has put some background music to create an intense atmosphere around his videos, and he clearly has some editing skills. This makes me question the validity of some of the EVPs. They could have quite easily been added over the top in post-production. However, if we look at the visual evidence and go back to that clip with the door coming open, this can be recreated simply using a string. However, the reason this stands out to me so much is all of the other evidence collected is of a heads-on angle to the painting. For some reason, Sean decided to record the door this time, and it just so happened the door moved that evening. Pretty convenient if you ask me. In Sean's next clips, we see some light anomalies. Now, there are thousands and thousands of explanations of orbs. It could be dust, insects. I don't think it is in this case. What I used to recreate it was the glass from an old picture frame and a torch. Now I will admit though, but that light anomaly that looked like a man landing on top of a canvas, I really can't explain. And if you guys have any clue how that could be done, or you've managed to recreate it, please do let me know down in the comments. We then have this white mist-like entity that Sean has described on a number of occasions and caught on camera. Now, to recreate this, what I did is I turned the frames per second down on my camera to give it a bit of a poorer quality and a slower, laggy look, and threw a white net curtain in the frame. Now, it doesn't look exactly like what Sean's did, but it's pretty close. On the other hand, the falling picture is an easy one to explain. It's the hoaxer's best friend, invisible thread. I simply attached the thread to the back of the canvas and gave it a tug. And finally, we have the smoky mist coming from the bottom of the camera. Now, this could easily be replicated as I have done using an incense stick and just holding it under the camera just outside of the frame. And finally, for footage from the paranormal event. Now, this is a difficult one to sort of debunk because there's so many people involved in the room and so many eyewitnesses that I can't really reproduce it. And I think it would be so hard for them to fake that. However, that doesn't mean that it is impossible. What we need to think about is the power of suggestion. Now, Darren Brown and people like that do this all of the time. And this paranormal investigator is saying, move the easel leg, over and over again. He could be psychologically suggesting to these people to subconsciously move the easel's leg. Now, I know that's kind of clutching at straws a little bit, but there is that possibility there that I think that whilst evaluating the evidence, we need to be aware of. I am torn on this one, if I'm honest with you. For skeptic inside me, although we weren't able to recreate everything perfectly, we managed to get it pretty close. And the big thing for me is the convenience of the whole story. So like having the camera on the door just as it opened, but every other time Sean's recorded anything, it's been just of the picture. As well, on numerous occasions, Sean has discussed his concerns with the painting and how it could affect his family. Now, there are reports that he's been offered in the region of over £30,000 for this painting. Now, if your family was in danger and you thought the painting was the cause of this, wouldn't you want to get rid of it? However, he has sold the movie rights to a production company. What do you guys think? Real or not, believer or non-believer, please always be respectful. To the people who are involved in these cases, the haunting could be very real. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next case.